Daji, can you use? Jai Shri Ram, welcome all of you all for our weekly Wednesday evening Ramayan class. So we are reading from the Valmiki Ramayan, uh, Balkand, and we are in the midst of the Sarg number 23. So we have completed about verse number 8. So let's start from verse number 5 to get the flow of it. Request Damini Mataji to read.
Those two extremely powerful boys left along with the sage and went further. After some distance, they saw the auspicious confluence of the river Ganga, which flows in three ways with river Sarali.
So
On going
Ganga is referred to here as Tripataka, three ways. Three ways. That is in the higher lokas, in the worldly lokas, and in the lower lokas. All the three ways. Okay.
On going further, the boys saw a holy hermitage where the contemplating souls had executed their supreme austerities for thousands of years. The two descendants of Raghava became extremely happy on seeing the holy hermitage. They spoke these words to the great soul sage Vishwamitra. The two boys inquired, O great one, whose holy hermitage is that, and who are the persons staying there? We are extremely curious and desire to hear about it.
So they saw a hermitage over there, and at that point they were excited. Now, Acharyas say very nicely that whenever a place has been inhabited by great personalities, not just God, even by great personalities, great devotees, that place has its own aura, its own beauty, its own, attraction. Lord is not a person to be attracted, but again, he is asking these questions out of curiosity so that it can be explained by Vishwamitra Muni. Second, he is also acting as a human being. So he wants to show as if he is quite ignorant, like all of us. Please continue.
That best of the sages, on listening to the boy's words, smiled and said, My dear Rama, please listen, whose hermitage was it earlier? The wise say, the god of love named Kama was earlier in his physical form. Lord Shiva, along with his wife at this place, was performing austerities with controlled senses and was situated in a trance. That evil-minded Kamadev, god of love, was going for a marriage along with the Marutas, wind gods. At this place, that god of love attacked Shiva with his agitating spells. The great soul Shiva roared back at Kamadev. O son of Raghu, that evil-minded Kama was destroyed by Shiva's third eye and all the limbs of his body fell. The great soul Shiva at this very place destroyed Kama. The lord of the Devatas burned Kama's body by his anger and he was left without a body. One may wonder how after Kama's god of love body was burned, he remained alive. Every living being has two types of bodies, the gross body and the subtle body. The gross body is primarily composed of the five elements earth, water, air, fire, and ether. But the subtle body is made up of the mind, intelligence, and ego. The soul is separate from both of these bodies. When a person dies, they leave behind the gross body and along with the subtle body and soul enter the womb to take a new birth. The specific form and the characteristics of the gross body vary from species to species. Celestial beings, for example, possess a different gross body compared to humans. In case of Kama, the god of love, his gross body was destroyed by Lord Shiva's anger, but he continued to exist with his subtle body. Thus, Kama remained alive despite the loss of his gross body.
Okay. What was he called? Read one more verse and then we will explain. We'll discuss.
Thus, Kama became famous as
Ananga.
Anaga, with one without a body. O Raghava, from then that beautiful place became famous as Angadesh. Indeed, it is that very place where Kama had given up his body. This is Lord Shiva's pious hermitage. These sages, who are great religious heroes and who do not have any sins, are his disciples.
So here there is a beautiful discussion of the story of Lord Shiva burning of Kamadev. Now, Lord Shiva, why did Kamadev try to attack him, trouble him? And how can Kamadev trouble a personality like Shiva? He is Devo mein Dev Mahadev. Huh? Kamadev is Dev, but Devo mein Dev Mahadev is Shivji. Then how could he attack? Or how could he trouble? Or how could it be possible? Can anyone think it? Tell me. Fast. Huh? I mentioned it earlier in the class. I don't know how many people of you remember it.
गुरुजी वो इंद्रदेव को मतलब कोई तपस्या करता है तो उनको लगता है कि उनका लोक चला जाएगा, तो वो
इंद्र
बेसिकली
को
मतलब
लगता है कि ठीक है, वेरी गुड, बट यहाँ पे
उन्होंने
वैसा
कामदेव
नहीं
को
हुआ।
बचा दिया उनकी तपस्या तोड़ने के लिए।
वहां पे ऐसा नहीं हुआ
तो प्रभु जी,
आज। हाँ,
हरे
यस माता
कृष्ण,
जी,
हरे
आपको
कृष्णा
याद है?
प्रभु।
मैं मेरे को लगा मैं भूल गया आपने।
सादर चरण स्पर्श गुरु जी, गुरु पूर्णिमा है आज।
थैंक यू वेरी मच, थैंक यू फॉर रिमेम्बरिंग मी एंड जॉइनिंग द क्लास। आई एम ब्लेस्ड।
थैंक यू प्रभु जी। आफ्टर सती की डेथ शंकर भगवान एकदम से उसमें चले गए थे, वैराग्य में,
वेरी
और
गुड।
वो कुछ करना नहीं, मतलब वापस नहीं आना चाहते थे गृहस्थी में। इसके लिए भगवान ने उनसे वो बोला था कि कामदेव को कि उनकी तपस्या भंग करो जाके। इसलिए
बराबर है।
कामदेव रति के साथ गए थे उनको मतलब वो करने के लिए, अट्रैक्ट करने के लिए।
एंड उस जगह का और क्या स्पेशलिटी है, खासियत? वेरी गुड, व्हाट यू सेड इज परफेक्टली करेक्ट। उस जगह का और कुछ स्पेशलिटी भी है?
नहीं पता पड़ती।
Anybody else knows speciality of that place? What Mataji said is 100% correct. Yes, Shivji was quite virakt after the death of Sati. He didn't want to go ahead, but Devatas wanted Skanda. Skanda is none other than Kartikeya, and they wanted him because they wanted a commander-in-chief for the Devatas army. So देवताओं ने उनका बहुत पूजा किया, बट शिव जी तो अपने तपस्या से हिल ही नहीं रहे हैं. He is not shaking away from his tapasya. Then how is it possible that Shiva will engage in sensual activity and create a boy for through Parvati? So that is the reason they wanted to shake him up from the tapasya. And Kamadev, poor fellow, he was chosen to attract God by his Cupid. He is called Lord of Cupid, so he can attract. The sexual attraction also happens only because when Cupid attacks you. Even in English literature, it is mentioned that. So he went to deviate Shivji, but Shivji immediately opened his third eye and burnt him. और एक खासियत इस जगह का, ये वही जगह है जहां पे बाद में नारद मुनि ने तपस्या। नारद मुनि इज अ ब्रदर ऑफ शिवजी, दोनों ब्रह्मा के पुत्र। And there, when he was doing, same thing happened. Cupid came and tried to trouble him. But this time, Narad Muni was trying to act smart. He did not do any, rough act. He did not burn Kamdev or curse him or anything. He just controlled himself and he won over Kamdev. And since he won over Kamdev, he became proud. And immediately he went and told Shivji, Shivji, I won over Kamdev. Shivji said, you told me fine, don't tell, go ahead and tell ahead. किसी को आगे किसी को मत बोलना. He said, oh, you are envious about me. I have conquered Kamdev. That doesn't mean you don't want me to have name and fame. I'll go and tell Vishnu. So he went and told Vishnu. And after that only the story of Harimukh happened, the monkey face story, where he came out. You all know the story, right? All of you know the story or not? How many of you don't know the story?
प्रभु जी बता दीजिए, नहीं याद है।
Yes, Prabhuji, you told.
I have told. फिर एक शॉर्ट में बता देता हूँ. चलो, कुछ लोगों ने बोला है तो फिर बता देता हूँ शॉर्ट में. विष्णु को जाके बताया, विष्णु आई कॉन्कर्ड कामदेव. शिव जी ने पहले बोल के भेजा था, मत बोलना. And Acharyas say that why Narad Muni was able to control the, Kamdev, control himself from Kamdev's attack. Since the same place Shivji had burnt Kamdev, that is why he was able to control or resist Kamdev. So it was because of power of Shivji and not because of the power of Narad Muni alone. Narad Muni put his endeavor, but वहां पे उस जगह को ब्लेस किया था शिवजी, कि वहां पे उन्होंने बैठ के तपस्या किया था. So when Narad Muni went and told, my brother is envious, I will go and tell. So he went and told Vishnu. Vishnu बोला, wow, so great. I've never seen a personality like you. You're the best person in the world. सब बढ़ाया चढ़ा के बोला, and बोला अभी जा संभाल के जाना. वो गपचुप गया. While going, he said, देखो इधर उधर जाना मत. Go straightly, go home. Don't tell. You told me very nice. I'm very happy. I bless you. But you go quietly. Don't go here and there. But the minute he kept his foot out, he saw a beautiful city on the way back home. So, such a beautiful city, kaun sa hai? I don't know the city. Let me go and check it out. So he went into the city, saw a beautiful kingdom with all celebrations going on. Then he came to know there's some Swayamvar going on, and the princess is going to have Swayamvar the next day. So he went inside. Halaki, Vishnu had warned him, don't go. But that is the power of Lord's Maya. You can be saved from Maya only if Lord wants. You cannot resist. Deveshi gunamai mama Maya durataya. Maam eva prapadyate maya metam tarantite. Lord clearly says, Maam eva prapadyate. Prapadyate means surrendered. And surrender means what? What is the meaning of surrender? Where you don't have your own say, you don't have your own will. You surrender and you say, yes, God, आप बोलिए वैसा मैं करूँ. किसी को भी सरेंडर करोगे आप. Somebody catches a gun and tells you, hey, sir, you are surrendered, hands up करोगे. Sit down करोगे. Stand up तो stand up करोगे. क्यों? अभी आपकी मेरी आप ये नहीं बोल सकते उसको, नहीं मेरी मर्जी नहीं है हाथ ऊपर करने का. मैंने आपको ना, मेरे को बोर होता है हाथ ऊपर, गोली मार दूंगा, ऊपर करो तुरंत. पैर बैठ जाओ नीचे तो बैठ जाओ, नहीं मेरे को मन नहीं कर रहा बैठने का. Can't say that. Surrender means you don't have your own free will. That is why it is said, one who surrenders to God means he does the will of the Lord and not his own free will. And वहां पे नारद मुनि did his own free will. बोला था मत जाओ. Narad Muni said, let me go and see. So he went inside. There he saw nice kingdom, and then he went to meet the princess. सब लोग बोले अरे बाबा जी आए हैं, अंदर लो. बाबा जी बोले गए अंदर. The king came and said, please see, meet my daughter, bless my daughter. Tomorrow is a Swayamvar, and please see her hand and tell me how will be the boy will get for her. So immediately Narad Muni saw her hand, started scratching his head. जो उससे शादी करेगा वो तीनों लोगों का मालिक बनेगा या मालिक रहेगा. He said, good chance. I will marry this lady. मैं शादी कर लूंगा. And immediately he said, ठीक है अच्छा लड़का मिलेगा, कल आप हो जाएगा, इसका स्वयंवर हो जाएगा. भाग के गए, सीधा वापस वैकुंठ में गए विष्णु को मिलने. विष्णु भगवान, मैं रास्ते में एक छोटा सा शहर देखा. अरे बोला था ना कहीं मत जा, सीधा घर जा. नहीं मैं देख लिया, बहुत अच्छा एक छोटा सा काम करना है. You have to do a small work for me. He said, what work you want me? You got to give me something which will make me look pleasingly nice. Something like, I want Harimukh. Harimukh, he wanted a face like Vishnu, because Vishnu is supposed to be most charming personality in all the worlds. But Vishnu said, oh, you want Harimukh? Okay, I'll give you Harimukh. And what was Harimukh he gave him? Monkey face. Hari is also called as monkey. Monkey is also called as Hari. So he gave him monkey face. So he went and stood there in the line. Next day, Swayamvar was there. He also went. Everyone was laughing at him because he had a face like monkey. He thought everyone is jealous because he is looking very nice. Because he was thinking, Vishnu ne apna chehra diya, so I must be looking definitely very nice. And there, that princess was none other than Lakshmi Devi. She came with a garland in hand. Swayamvar, what you see in TV serials, ऐसा एक एक करके राजा के पास जा रही है. तो नारद मुनि वो स्टूड इन द लाइन फ्रंट में, फर्स्ट में खड़े थे. बोला मेरे गले में गिरना चाहिए, इतना मैं हैंडसम हूँ. देखा, जोर से हंसी और वो आगे निकल गई. हाँ, बोला हंसा, मेरे गले में नहीं डाला, ऐसा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. विष्णु हैज गिवन मी द boon and I am got हरिमुख, I should look most beautiful. Immediately he went again in the line behind and stood in between. कहीं मेरा चेहरा ठीक से नहीं देखा होगा. Let me have a second scope. वहां पे शिव के गण खड़े थे. They were laughing very loudly. What happened? Why are you laughing? Hey, look at your face. Why? Am I not beautiful? No, you look at your face, then you will come to know. When he went and looked at his face in the water, the reflection of the water, he saw his face was looking like a monkey. And by the time he came and stood in the line, he realized that Lakshmi Devi has already put the Varmala around the neck of Vishnu. He got very angry. Immediately told, this comes in Ramcharitmas. Immediately become very angry and immediately cursed. भगवान मैंने एक छोटा सा वर मांगा, तुम नहीं दे पाए. I curse you that you also suffer the same way I am suffering the separation. I am having pain. No, what pain I'm having separated from this lady, you'll also have the same pain. Just imagine Narad Muni giving this curse. Please understand, whatever we do, at least in the celestial world, for a devotee like Narad Muni, definitely it is Lord's desire, Lord's will. Lord wanted Narad Muni give that curse, because that would be used later on when Rama will try to kill one of the Rakshasas, when his demand would be, when Vishnu and Lakshmi are separated, that only time only I can be killed. And it is always said, Vishnu and Lakshmi can never be separated. So, Rakshasas keep asking these type of funny boons. And finally, when such a boon was given, he used it for his benefit. So this Kamashram is not only the place where Shivji did tapasya, it is also the place where Narad Muni did tapasya and conquered his, showed his power and conquered Kamdev. So that is why when Kamdev was killed, the gross body died. See, please understand, there is one statement which I have made in the explanation which is very important. It says, celestial beings, for example, possess a different gross body compared to humans. Now, this you will have to understand with respect to, all species have got different gross bodies. For example, fishes, in them, there is more of water element. Water element is more. If you see birds are lightweight. They have got air element is more. All are made of five Panchabhutas, but the proportion of the Panchabhutas vary from species to species. So celestial beings, it is said, the fiery element is more. That is why, always you see in serials, they come with a glow light behind them. देखा होगा ना आप लोगों ने सीरियल में, उनके पीछे से लाइट आता है, एकदम दिव्य तेज प्रकाश आता है, because they got fiery element is more. Then, of course, the Krishna Lila, again, Kamdev gets back his body, and then, Rati is like a maid servant. He's, there's a big story. I don't want to take that now, but some other time we'll discuss that. Yes, continue, Mataji.
O Rama, tonight we will stay here in this beautiful and pious place situated in between two rivers. Tomorrow we will cross the rivers. Let us all enter this purifying and pious hermitage and reside here, as it will provide us with great joy and comfort. O best among men, we can perform our daily rituals of bathing, chanting, and offering sacrifices over here.
Okay. Now, one small question arises here. Let us all enter this purifying and pious hermitage and reside here. as it provides us with great joy and comfort. Now tell me an old hermitage, a joy, comfort, कैसे आ सकता? How do you think? What is the reason behind it?
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
they have that Bala and Atibala. Bala and
Bala
Atibala
and
mantra.
Atibala, हाँ ठीक है, but what does that got to do with feeling great joy and comfort?
Prabhuji, because of the sacredness of the place.
Sacredness of the place. I was expecting this answer. ठीक है, very good. Something better. बोलो. Yes, Puja Mataji, what do you think? Anybody else wants to try?
गुरुजी मतलब ऋषि लोग वहां पे तपस्या करते थे इसके लिए मतलब भगवान का नाम जपते थे.
वही अब श्रद्धा ने इंग्लिश में बोला, आपने हिंदी में. Same matter is the same. Yes. Something more.
प्रभु जी,
हाँ.
उसके पहले भी वहां पे जैसे अभी शिव जी का और नारद मुनि जी का लीला हुआ था, तो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज प्यूरिफाइड, ऑलरेडी प्यूरिफाइड प्लेस. तो वहां पे ऑलरेडी लीला और ये सब हो चुके थे.
Please understand, no hermitage is nice and beautiful. हम कभी गए नहीं हो, इसमें एसी वैसी फिटिंग नहीं रहता है. बढ़िया फ्लोरिंग, बढ़िया कंफर्ट. कंफर्ट यहाँ मतलब डजंट मीन मस्त बढ़िया सोफा सेट एंड गादला एंड nice bedding and all. Don't think that was all not there. Please understand, joy and comfort one person enjoys only when his mind is controlled. This is a place where Shiva and Narada control their mind from all attractions. Please understand that. All attractions, material attractions, physical attractions, sensual attractions, was all controlled over there. That is why that place will give you joy. Because one will experience happiness only when his trishna from his life, his desires, his hankering from his life will go away. हम लोग को जीवन में क्या होता है, ज्यादा करके हैंकरिंग रहता है. हम लोग कुछ काम कर रहे हैं, यार यार वो प्रोजेक्ट हो जाए तो अच्छा पैसा आएगा, वो काम बन गया तो अच्छा आ जाएगा, ये हो जाएगा तो अच्छा आ जाएगा. बस कंटिन्यूअस प्लानिंग, डिजायर्स. एंड वहां पे क्या हुआ, कामदेव हैज कम एंड ऑफर्ड ready-made and special blessings Kamdev वहां दे रहे हैं. You can get attracted to enjoy sensual pleasures. The problem what we all suffer is our desire, inherent desire to enjoy. And that is why Lord says, I do not interfere. Why does Lord say I do not interfere? I'm just Upadraksha Anumanta. It is like a jail बना के दे दिया हमको इस धरती पे. तुमको जहां जहां रहना है रहो, जो करना है करो, आपके कर्मों का फल आप ही भुगतो. आई विल नॉट इंटरफियर इन योर लॉ ऑफ कर्म ऑल्सो. तुम अच्छे कर्म करो, यहाँ भुगतो, यहीं रहो, नो प्रॉब्लम. लॉर्ड इज नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन कंट्रोलिंग अस, बिकॉज ही हैज गिवन अवे दिस प्लेस टू अस. रहो. टू अस इन द सेंस, डोंट कंसिडर योर ग्रॉस बॉडी एज योरसेल्फ. एक आत्मा को एक दिया है शरीर. कौन सा शरीर दिया है? पंचभूतों वाला शरीर दिया है, जो एंड में छोड़ के जाना है. इस धरती में जितने भी भोगने वाली चीजें हैं, आपको जो लगता है वो भी आप मतलब भोगना इन द सेंस विच यू कैन पोजेस एंड ओन, लैंड, प्रॉपर्टी, मनी, व्हाटएवर इट इज, नेम, फेम, सब आप होल्ड कर सकते हो उस दिनों तक. मृत्यु के साथ ये सब छूट जाएगा. So Lord has made this place in such a way, जो करना है कर. I am not interested. I will not interfere. तुमको जो करना करो. But that is the reason why everyone is having different desires as per the nature, as per the gunas. कोई रजोगुण में है तो रजोगुण वाला सुख ढूंढ रहा है, कोई तमोगुण में तो तमोगुण वाला सुख ढूंढ रहा है, तो कोई सतोगुण वाला सुख ढूंढ रहा है. बट सुख सब ढूंढ रहे हैं, और भगवान ने पहले ही बोल दिया ये सुखालय नहीं है, दुखालयम है. और उसको पर जिससे आप सुख की अपेक्षा रखते हो, वो खुद यहाँ इस दुखालय में अपने कर्म काटने आया है. वो कैसे आपको सुख दे सकता है? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड दैट. Let's say someone has got a couple of maid servants to do some work in his house. Fine, the maid servants may nicely serve him, but they can't give happiness. It is their karmas that they are forced to work like that. Nobody wants to work happily. They are forced to work like that. So please understand, joy and happiness, if you want to enjoy, you will have to become contented. Contented means आपके पास जो है उससे आप सुखी रहो. You will not desire for more. अगर आपका दिल बोले थोड़ा सम मोर, कुछ और हो जाए, कुछ और भोगने मिल जाए. एवरीथिंग इज नॉट मनी. Mind you, it's not every time it's money which is pulling you for enjoyment. It is even name, fame, power, whatever you call it. Various, enjoyment gross से ज्यादा subtle is more dangerous and more vivid than gross. Gross बहुत limited है, subtle बहुत vivid है. गुस्सा भी 1 मिनट में आ जाता है. उसने मुझे ऐसा बोला, उसने मेरी तारीफ नहीं की, उसने मुझे बुरा बोला, वो भी होता है. इमीडिएटली हैप्पीनेस भी हो जाता है. ओह, आज मैं पार्टी में गया था, सब लोग मेरी वाहवाही कर रहे थे. सो सटल. वन प्रेज एंड वाह, एंड वन you are you're condemned or you're told something very bad, you collapse. You literally collapse. What does this mean? That's not happiness. Whereas those who have controlled their mind and senses, that place, if you go, you find also are able to find that solace. क्यों लोग मंदिर में जाके they have more enjoyment than in the house. भगवान भी घर में भी भगवान है ना, सबके घर में मंदिर है, छोटा मंदिर है. Right or wrong? Everyone has got one small temple in the house, right? But still, why do you find that solace when you go to the temple? Not in every temple, but in some temples you find solace, especially Shanti. Why? Because that you are having the aura of the presence of the Lord, the deities. They are giving you some aura, that peace you get. But mind you, the day you give up hankering, that day you will enjoy peace and comfort, or joy and comfort. Till then, no joy, no comfort. Please don't be under the misunderstanding that you will enjoy joy and comfort. बिल्कुल joy and comfort इस वर्ल्ड में तो मिलेगा नहीं. कब मिलेगा? जो भी आप भोग रहे हो उसका टेम्पररीली यू आर हैविंग अ फील गुड फैक्टर बिकॉज समवन एल्स इज एनवियस अबाउट इट. वो मुझ पे जल रहा है, यही हमको सुख का भाव है, और कुछ सुख का भाव नहीं. अगर ऐसा होता ना, हर कोई व्यक्ति शादी का ड्रेस पहन के रोज घूमता, उसी पे सोता. हर कोई व्यक्ति शादी वाला एकदम झगमग ड्रेस पहन के जाता है. राइट और रॉन्ग? मोस्ट गॉडियस्ट ड्रेस पॉसिबल, heaviest dress possible. And what does it happen after the marriage is over? They just wait to come home so that the dress can be removed and wear some nice simple cotton dress. That means what? It was absolutely not giving you happiness. You are having a feeling that what will others say if I don't wear such a dress? And when you're wearing a nice dress, others are saying, "Arey, आपका dress बहुत बढ़िया है. हाँ, जली जली उसकी जली. I am very happy. उसका थोड़ा दिल जल रहा है, उसमें मैं सुख पा रहा हूँ." तो असली सुख हमने टेस्ट किया है नहीं. असली सुख भगवान के साथ है, लोग के साथ नहीं हो सकते, क्योंकि लोग भी वो है जो अपने कर्म काटने आए हैं, है ना. शादी में 4 लोग आके आपको मिलते हैं, चारों अपने कर्म काटने आए हैं. चारों मतलब सब लोग कर्म काटने आए हैं, बट वो 4 दो आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, वो भी अपने जिंदगी के पूर्व जन्म के कर्म काटने आए हैं. उनसे आपको कैसे सुख मिलेगा? उनके से आपको कॉम्प्लीमेंट मिलेगा. यू आर लुकिंग बैड और यू आर लुकिंग गुड. बैड मिला तो दुख, looking good बोला सुख. You are looking better than someone else means comparatively you are good. But nobody will say you are looking better than Miss India, Miss World, Miss Universe. No. So we have to understand this, that joy and comfort lies only when you control your mind and senses. And this was a perfect place. Kamashram was a perfect place. Kam Ashram. See, remember, ashram of desire, where Kamadev himself has attacked Shivji. All desires. And it is said, out of all the desires, the sensual desire is the most powerful and the most strongest. More than even your desire for food, name, fame, sensual is the most powerful. That is why Kamdev, special Devata, has been appointed for that. You don't have a Devata for name, fame, recognition. Kamdev is specially available for giving you that sukha, that joy, that pleasure, that happiness. And this is there even in the celestial world. What to talk about this material world? But that happiness is supposed to be the supreme. And that, when it is controlled, means you're truly happy from inside. True happiness can only come when you're satisfied. This is why very nicely, when Bali Maharaj is offered by Bali Maharaj offers to Vamandev, he says, how much of land you want, you ask. How many wives you want? I'll give you Brahmana girls to get married. I'll give you cows, unlimited thousands and thousands of cows, land, name it, I'll give you. He said, no, I want only 3 foot of 3 places of land, 3 foot, the 3 pag jamin chahiye. मुझसे क्या होगा? That time he says very nicely. यदिर्च उपपानने संतुष्टे वर्तसे सुखम असंतुष्ट त्रिभैर लोकेर अजित आत्मा उपसादितेर. He says what comes of its own accord. बिना मेहनत किए जो आ रहा है, बिना मेहनत इन द सेंस एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट्स डाले बगैर जो अपना मेहनत किया उसका फल मिल गया, उससे जो फल मिला, बी हैप्पी, बी कंटेंटेड, बी सेटिस्फाइड. उससे पर ज्यादा हाव हाव उसके पीछे भागने की जरूरत. यदृच उपन संतुष्टे वर्तते सुखम. जो संतुष्ट रहेगा वो सुखी रहेगा. संतुष्ट वर्तते सुखम. असंतुष्ट त्रिभैर लोकेर. तीनों लोकों का प्राप्त करने के बाद भी जो असंतुष्ट रहेगा, अजित आत्मा उपसादित है. जो आत्मा अपने मन को, यहाँ पे आत्मा इज रेफरिंग टू द माइंड. अजित मीन्स अनकॉन्कर्ड माइंड. अजित आत्मा उपसादित. वो मन जो कभी अपने इच्छाओं के ऊपर कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकता है, उसके लिए अगर तीनों लोग भी मिल जाता है, ऑल द 3 वर्ल्ड्स आर बॉट अंडर हिज कंट्रोल, ही विल स्टिल बी अनहैप्पी. ही वाज एक्चुअली हिंटिंग एट बलि महाराज. बलि महाराज, आपने तीनों लोग पा लिए, बट अभी तक आपको अंदर संतुष्टता है क्या? पर मैं ब्राह्मण हूँ, मैं तो छोटा सा बटुक बटुक ब्राह्मण हूँ, मुझे 3 पग जमीन दे दो, आई एम हैप्पी. So this is what we also have to inculcate in our life. The Kamashram story itself in the Ramayana just tries to give us one big understanding that yes, we need to control our desires, our senses. And unless and until we don't forcefully control our senses and desires of their own, they are never going to get control. So what is the way of controlling it? How can you control? How many people agree yes we need to control? मालूम पड़ा है, मैं ही बोल रहा हूँ, बाकी सब लोग नो प्रभु जी, वी डोंट एग्री विथ यू, वी डोंट वांट टू कंट्रोल सेंसेस. वी आर हैप्पी, running our senses wild, uncontrolled. How many of you want to control? And nobody, only me. Praveen, you want to control or not? Yes, your mind from deviating here and there. Yes or no?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
Prabhu, yes, Prabhu.
Very good. So how will you do it?
Prabhuji, by changing the focus means
Changing the
अभी
focus.
जिसमें
Very good. How will you do
yes.
that? You got the clue. Give me the answer.
By acquiring the knowledge about that particular thing. Means focusing on God. If I have to means change my focus, then I have to read the scriptures. I have to chant.
Hmm.
I have to do. I have to attend the satsang. So that then only I can make that transformation. That's how I can change.
Okay. You're very close, but your answer is actually 80% right, but the main one line is missing there. Anjana wants to try now.
Prabhuji, connect to God.
Connect to God. अच्छा, very good. So आपने
Prabhuji,
इसका आपने clue से answer ले लिया.
by engaging our senses in the service of Rishikesha, the master of the temple. I say.
You don't have to do anything. You just got to engage on God. Physically, you need not do. Shivji did not do anything physically. He was sitting on one place and doing dhyana, tapasya, sitting on sing. And what was he doing? What dhyana was doing? Dhyana was on God. He was not focused on worldly things. अरे मैं तो सिर्फ क्या है नो एनिमल स्किन पे मैं ढका हुआ हूँ, मेरे पास कोई क्लोथ्स नहीं है, मेरे पास कोई ढंग का घर नहीं है, मेरे पास ढंग का व्हीकल नहीं है, एक नंदी बैल है, उसके भरोसे पे घूमता हूँ, वो भी लो स्पीड है, कोई हाई हाई एक्सलरेशन भी नहीं दे सकता हूँ नंदी बैल को, तो बेचारा मतलब गाड़ी का भरो ये नहीं है, उसको डिजायर नहीं है, जो है ठीक है, बस ही इज हैप्पी. But he was focused on Ram Nam and he was focused on Bhagavan Ramchandra ji. So what does this mean? The day you are focused on God, on something higher, then yes, undoubtedly you can come out of this clutches of hankering and desire, because the mind is always been trained for births and births together. Just get involved in material happiness. हम लोगों ने यही सीखा है, बचपन से यही सीखा है, बचपन से ये बोला है चॉकलेट लाओ, ये लाओ, पिज्जा लाओ, बर्गर लाओ, ये करो, वो करो, खाओ, ये पहनो, यहाँ जाके आओ, क्रिकेट खेल के आते हैं, गेम खेल के आते हैं, फुटबॉल खेल के आते हैं. वाई? तो ये बोले बैठ के पढ़ाई करो, नहीं, क्रिकेट खेलने जाएंगे, पिक्चर देखने जाएंगे. So the mind wants to keep on changing and enjoying, doesn't want to focus on one thing. And वो mind को Shivji was able to control it and focus it on God. And that is the reason why he could win over Kamdev. So that is the secret. If you and I also need to win over our turbulent, restless mind, you got to focus only and only on God and chant his name. Only two things, nothing more. Please continue, Avni.
Those sages of that hermitage could understand the discussion through the eyes of long practiced austerities and became immensely delighted. Their joy knew no bounds upon the arrival of these revered individuals. They extended their warm welcome by offering water to wash their hands, argyam, and feed padyam, as well as the food offerings to the son of Kaushika. Later, Rama and Lakshmana were also given a guest reception and were similarly honored. The sages entertained the boys by telling them various legends.
So that is the difference between earlier days and today's children. No? Earlier children were used to listen to spiritual stories. What a story about Rama and Lakshmana, and the entire Ramayana story, Mahabharata stories. The best part was the parents knew what was the relevance and importance of Ramayana and Mahabharata. Today the parents also don't know, so they can't teach the children also. So children also don't know. So finally, whatever they learn is from the serials, what they see, and the serial wala puts masala and gives. So what are you getting? Is kachara in there. Whatever knowledge you seek is kachara in there. So this is also one thing which we need to learn कि भाई थोड़ा बहुत हम भी भक्ति के मार्ग में चल के कुछ सीखें, ताकि इस ज्ञान को कुछ ना सही तो कम से कम अपने और बच्चों को तो हम ज्ञान दे सकें. Please complete.
In the evening, as per their capacity, all the sages chanted the Gayatri Mantra with a concentrated mind. Then the good vowed sages who dwelt there brought the guests to Kamashrama, where they happily stayed that night. With enchanting legend, the best of the sages Vishwamitra entertained the two sons of the king and delighted them. Thus they comfortably spent the night.
So the accompanied by the sages, they spent the night very comfortably. And now we are going to enter into Tataka story next week. Next session we'll enter into the story of Tataka. तो ताड़का फॉरेस्ट में जाके कैसा ताड़का उधर तकलीफ देती है and how Ram and Lakshmana then are they are attacking Tataka and Maricha and Subhahu is later on. पहला अभी ताटका का वध है, बाद में Maricha and Subhahu. So with this, I'd like to conclude today's class.